I am now going to do my science fiction on DVD collection. Now, I already showed all my science fiction on Blu-ray, but these will be the DVDs. This will be a much longer video because there's a lot more of them. And I will exclude here superhero movies, which I will make a separate video for that, and also TV series, science fiction TV series. There you will be able to see some TV miniseries in this video, like this one, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but the TV series, that I will make a separate video for. Alright, we'll start with this one, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's kind of a steampunk adaptation of the classic Jules Verne tale. Very entertaining. Stars Michael Caine right there, Patrick Dempsey, Brian Brown, and Mia Sara. You know, any movie with Mia Sara is worth having. This is a 2-part miniseries. Like I said, it has a steampunk feel to it. It does deviate, I believe, from the original novel, even though I have not read that one. But it's still very entertaining. And here we have a couple of movies that I have already shown in that I already have on Blu-ray, and I showed them in my Aliens box set. This is Alien and Aliens. Here we have well, it says right there, 20th anniversary edition and it comes in this very simple, just almost like a pamphlet thing. And I believe, but even so, it does have a lot of all of the special features. Here we have the special edition of Aliens, which I believe has some extra footage. Like I said, both of these movies I have on Blu-ray. And, well, but I still like to keep these. I'm not going to get rid of them. We now continue with the Aliens versus Predator. You will see, again, I will say that you will see many of the titles here in Spanish. That's because I live in Mexico, which is where I bought many of these. Aliens versus Predator. A missed opportunity in my opinion. It just never rises above a cheap B movie. You know, so much more could have been made with the story. But for what it is, it's entertaining. You know, it's got the aliens and the predators. They do look pretty cool. Altered States. I really do need to upgrade this to Blu-ray. This is one of the ones that I do want to buy again. And this is like really the type of science fiction that I really like. You know, the one that has like fringe science in it. This is about a man that uses an isolation tank to revive genetic memories from his ancestors. You know, in this case, our prehistoric ancestors, the cavemen. So there's a body horror going on here, and plus a lot of weird visuals also, courtesy of director Ken Russell. A really good movie. Well, Battlestar Galactica, I believe this is just the TV movie that started the series. I really should have put this one in with the TV series, but what the hell, here it is. So, the start of the reboot for Battlestar Galactica. I am a big fan of the series. I don't have the entire series. I do have some seasons of it, but not the entire series. Okay, pretty decent reboot. I really like it. Another one that I've already shown as a Blu-ray, Dark City. You know, if you haven't seen this one, check it out. It predates a lot of the things that you would later see in the Matrix. In my opinion, this is the better movie. Comes in a slip. I believe it comes in a slipcase. Let me just take it out. There we go. There we go. Pretty nice slipcase. Now, an unusual film you may have not have heard of. This is Dante 01. This is in fact a French science fiction movie about a space prison where the prisoners are experimented upon by injecting them with nanobots that are designed to to alter their behavior, you know, to make them less criminal, so to speak. All right. Strange addition here to my collection. I do not have that many French movies in general, and even less French science fiction movies. But this one's worth a look if you can find it. A miniseries here, Children of Dune. This is, of course, the sequel to the first miniseries, which is simply Dune. And this one is pretty faithful to the book, I have to say, and also very well made. Some of the CGI effects are, you know, they look dated because nothing ages more than computer-generated effects, you know, because that's really the only weak spot here. But the story is pretty damn good. Here we have Susan Sarandon, which is and what's this guy's name? Alec Newman, was it? Yes. No, this is Alec Newman. What's this guy? I forget. Let me just check it out. He later went on to be Professor X, which is James McAvoy. Of course, James McAvoy here as Paul Atreides. Check it out if you can. Another one that I saw here, that I showed as a Blu-ray. This is the DVD version of it, The Cube. Again, you will see my Spanish title right there. And a very inventive film, a very low-budget film made with a lot of imagination. People trapped inside a giant a maze whose rooms are constantly changing. So, and some of those rooms have deadly traps. So they have to use their brains to figure out a way to get out. Great movie. Cube. Now we have here the Butterfly Effect. 1, 2, and 3. Of course, the first one is the best one, as usual. And the first one is one of my absolute favorite time travel movies. It really gives a really good twist on the whole time travel method. You know, the way that the time travel is presented in this movie. And it's really one of the very underrated. I really think it's one of the better science fiction films, you know, in that time travel genre. Then we have Butterfly Effect 2, which is of course vastly inferior, but still, you know, pretty good. And Butterfly Effect 3, I believe, is a tad better than 2. So, but I do enjoy all of them. I'm happy to have all 3 of them. If I ever see a Blu-ray that's like a 3-pack of all 3 of them, I'm gonna buy it. Moving on here with Decoys 2, The Alien Seduction. Okay, that's what this movie is called, even though right here it says Aliens, Alien Seduction. It says it's really Decoys 2, Alien Seduction. I have not even seen Decoys 1. I bought this one in one of those video stores that was going out of business, and got it pretty cheap. I think I got it even cheaper than this price, which is 59 pesos. All right. Well, what can you say? It's just a very B-grade, low-budget sci-fi. Entertaining, I have to say. We go on here with a Dune. Just let me check this. Let me just show you this. First, well, in fact, let me just first show these two. This is Dune, the 1984, I believe, movie, directed by David Lynch. This is my Region 4 DVD, which where the transfer is just well, not very good. And this is my extended edition steelbook of Dune, which includes the extended edition that was disowned by David Lynch, and it in fact does not even have his name on it. It comes with a 2-sided disc, and just let me, oh yes, It has the extended edition and the original theatrical one. So, really nice looking steelbook. And my Region 4 one, which, you know, it's got the regular theatrical version, but like I said, the transfer here is not very good. And then we have two versions of the Dune miniseries. I showed the sequel right now, Children of Dune. This is the original Dune. Very, very good. This is the special edition of Dune, which is has more scenes, extended scenes. It's longer. It's a 1, 2, 3 disc edition, and I believe one disc is for special features, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's a three-parter. Pretty long, and I have read the book, one of my favorite books of all time, of course, science fiction classic, and yes, it does stick very closely to the book. Great miniseries. Here I have the regular edition, and I also saw this when it originally aired on television, so I'm pretty lucky to have seen it back then. Now we have a Fantastic Voyage. I did show this one, I believe, in my Blu-ray collection. So I have the DVD as well. Again, you can see the Spanish title right there, Viaje Fantástico. What can you say? Another classic, people being shrunk to microscopic size to be injected into a person so that they can remove a man's tumor, you know, with a laser beam. Here we see that laser beam in action. Raquel Welch is in this one, and she looks fantastic. Just for that's just worth the price of admission right there. Here we have Gatchaman, aka G-Force, aka Battle of the Planets. If anybody saw this cartoon back in the 70s or 80s, you know, you'll remember this. This was an awesome cartoon. This is the live action version of it. This is a strange, well, this is, as you can see here by the writing, which I believe is Japanese. This is a region, I don't know. It may be multi-region, but I do have a multi-region DVD player, so I'm okay with that. And it's about a group of teens, you know, rather a group of young people who are superheroes. You know, they have special suits and also special, really cool vehicles. You know, unless you've seen the original Battle of the Planets cartoon, you might not get it. You know, but I have, so I really enjoyed it. Now we have here Heartbeeps, a very unusual comedy. It's a science fiction comedy about robots, well, rather androids falling in love. And it stars here the late Andy Kaufman, which is with his peculiar brand of humor, and Bernadette Peters. Heartbeeps, you know. An odd movie, but I'm glad to have it in my collection. And then we have Ice Pirates. This is also a comedy, and a pretty cheesy one at that. It's about these people that, well, the title just pretty much says it all. They're pirates for ice, you know, for water. Here, what is this girl's name? Crosby, which is, her name is Mary Crosby. Mary Crosby, and she looks fantastic in this one. I have to tell you. Again, that's worth the price of admission alone. Just a lot of fun. You don't have to, you must not take any of this seriously, you know, because this one is just to be seen and enjoyed, and that's it. Ice Pirates. Now we have Immortal ad vitam, which means immortal forever. This one is based on well, this is a French movie based on a French comic book, even though this edition of the movie is in English and does not have a French language track, which I was a bit disappointed with. It is extremely unusual. It uses a lot of CGI, and sometimes it uses it unnecessarily, for things that you would not normally use CGI for, and this kind of it completely dates the movie. But even so, it's about these Egyptian themed gods. I'm not going to call them Egyptian gods because they just simply resemble them. And are they gods, or are they overlords from another planet? It's not very clear on it. And what the role of this girl is also not very clear. It's a bit hard to understand, I have to say, but it is indeed a visual feast. Glad to have it. We will now continue with Invasion. This is one of I believe the fourth version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig. An uneven movie, not the best of the versions by far, but still enjoyable. I did like it. I believe this version of the DVD is Canadian because the text on it is in both English and French. As you can see right there. Invasion. Now we go to A Journey to the Center of the Earth. Here, this is as far as I know, the original version of it here with Pat Boone and James Mason. Here, based on the Jules Verne's novel. Some really great visuals and just a fun adventure story. Glad to have it. And now for the Journey to the Center of the Earth, the remake here with Brendan Fraser. Enjoyable. Prefer the other one. It has two versions. Here we have the regular 2D and the 3D version. This one also comes with 3D glasses. And I have not, in fact, not only seen a little bit of the movie in 3D. 3D glasses, I have them around there somewhere. But I still prefer to see it just in regular 2D. Nice, it mixes action and comedy as you would expect from a movie with Brendan Fraser. Now, Jules Verne's Mysterious Island. Another Jules Verne novel adapted as a miniseries here. Also as a miniseries here we have Patrick Stewart, Gabrielle Anwar, and Kyle MacLachlan, who also appeared in Dune as Paul Atreides. Well, some decent CGI and a good adventure movie. This one is in fact a sequel to 20,000 Leagues Under Sea because here Patrick Stewart is Captain Nemo. Now we go to Logan's Run. I also have this one on Blu-ray, and the transfer is decent. I really like this movie about a future society where you can have everything you want, but you must die at the age of 30. Two people attempt to escape from the city and are pursued by the police of that city, who are called Sandmen. A good adventure movie and a pretty good science fiction movie too. Some nice concepts in there. We now go here with Pacific Rim. Just like with the Alien DVD that I showed earlier, this comes here in this simple pamphlet-like thing, just like a very simple here. I don't even know if this even has any special features. I believe it doesn't. Robots and Giant Monsters. That's all you need to know. Guillermo del Toro directed this, obviously as an ode to his to all of the Japanese movies about the robots and giant monsters that he's seen during his childhood. All right, so but still, I really like this movie too. Predestination. I have not even opened this, nor have I even seen it. I just bought it, as you can see right there. I bought it at Walmart, very cheap. And I know that it's a very good time travel movie. I've heard good things about it, and I can't wait to check it out. Here, Ethan Hawke, Sarah Snook, and Noah Taylor. I really like time travel movies. We're here at the last stack. Here we have a Quest for Fire. This, of course, does not have any. It's not about the future, but about the distant past. So, in that regards, it is a science fiction. An excellent movie. Also a French movie by Jean-Jacques Annaud. La Guerre du Feu. Really, really good movie. I really like this. I also have the soundtrack to this on vinyl. Okay, check it out if you can. Really good. And there's some scenes here with mammoths in there. You know, this is all pre-CGI, so they're all practical effects for all of the prehistoric creatures in the movie. So that makes it pretty cool. Here we have Solaris, and again Solaris. We have the original Russian version and the remake here with George Clooney. All right then. Well, the Russian, both the versions are very good, and well, the American version is a bit easier to see because the Russian version, oh my God, it is so slow, just slow. S-L-O-W, slow. But if you can, you know, if you can bear to watch it all, it is a riveting movie. I mean, just it really takes its time. It takes its time, but when it gets going, oh my God! I mean, this is one of a classic of science fiction. The remake is very good as well. You know, this is a story told in a more economic manner, so you get to the point a lot quicker. And here's well, a very risky here science fiction movie here in both versions, because it's not. It deals with really alien concepts. You know, what would an alien intelligence actually be like? Which is something that is much different than what you would see in a movie like Independence Day or something like that. Recommended both versions if you can get them. Now here we have A Sound of Thunder, based on the short story by Ray Bradbury. Here the CGI effects really hurt this movie, because I mean, oh my God, it just looks so dated. And the story, well, it's pretty decent. You know, it's about the consequences of messing around with time. Here we see the butterfly on the cover, in allusion to the butterfly effect of anything that we change in the past will have disastrous consequences in the future. Here we have another comedy, and one I really like, The Spirit of 76, about these time travelers that want to go back to 1776, but instead they land up in 1976, even though they believe they have arrived at the correct era. And here, of course, it's just pretty much an ode to everything of the 70s. And of course, you have here David Cassidy, who was a teen heartthrob back in the 70s, in The Partridge Family, and just about every single 1970s cultural reference is in this one. I mean, it's pretty funny. If you lived through the 70s, you know, like I did when I was a kid, you'll find this very entertaining. It's a really good movie. And, of course, here we have Star Wars. Yes. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and I do not have Return of the Jedi, excuse me. And here, these are the limited editions that came with the original edition and the revised edition, you know, the special edition. So these are valuable to me, because it's the only way you can get to these. Well, it's one of the few ways, shall we say, that you can get to the original version of the film without all of the added CGI that George Lucas later did. No need to say anything about these movies. Both of them are classics. I really kicked myself that I at the time I did not buy Return of the Jedi, you know, because now it's pretty hard to get, well, in that version. And here we have the Star Wars Holiday Special. Yes, the infamous Star Wars Holiday Special. Believe me, I've seen it. It's awful. Enough said. The Stepford Wives. You know, one of the, again, another science fiction movie that deals with themes rather than with science. It's about well, it's pretty much I don't know, well, an examination of feminism or what. Well, sometimes it's a bit confusing what the story is trying to tell. You know, a man wanted to replace their wives with a perfect or what they think are the perfect version of a woman. So here, you know, the term Stepford wife has become synonymous with that. I did read the original novel many years later to see if it clarified the situation, because one of them, well, I'm not going to say anything in case I spoil it if you haven't seen this movie. But even so, this movie is recommended. Get it if you can. Here we have the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are go. And, well, seems to be my battery died right there in the middle of the video, but here we will continue. Okay, the Thunderbirds. Here we have one of those puppet movies that were popular right there in the 60s and 70s here by Gary Anderson Productions. A family, and each of them has a really cool spaceships, and they save the planet from various threats. Completely cheesy and 100% fun. Love it. And here we have Time After Time. And, well, like I said, I really like time travel movies. This one stars Malcolm McDowell as H.G. Wells and David Warner as Jack the Ripper. Both of them travel from Victorian London to the present day. In this case, the present day is the late 1970s or 80s, I believe, San Francisco, where, you know, they each struggle to find a place in the modern world. Interesting movie, a lot of fun. Time After Time. Here we have the Tron Legacy. Incredible, I have this one on DVD and I have Tron the original on Blu-ray, you know. But because when I bought this one, I thought it was a Blu-ray. That's what happened. Okay, well, it's a pretty decent a sequel to the original. I really liked it. Jeff Bridges returns, as does Bruce Boxleitner, who was in the original movie. Again, continuing with the, or rather, like a civil war within the digital world. Great effects, of course. Under the Skin. And this one, again, this is one of the ones that if I find it on Blu-ray, I'm going to buy it again. One of the best, absolute best science fiction movies of recent years. Here it explores an alien that comes to Earth, and I can't really say anything more. The alien is here the fantastic looking Scarlett Johansson, and I can't say anything more about it because it would just spoil it. But just watch it if you haven't. And it's just it's stylish, you know, great story, great performance here by Scarlett Johansson. Really good movie. Almost to the end here. We have Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Well, this was an Irwin Allen production, and just a lot of fun. An adventure movie more than anything else, about a futuristic submarine that travels the oceans of the world, and they must also, I believe here, there's a situation where the rings around the Earth are set on fire. This sets the sky on fire, and it threatens to, well, obliterate the Earth. And somehow these here the submarine has to go and solve the situation. I can't remember how exactly they do that, but I'm sure the science is all completely wrong. But what the hell? This is just, like I said, 100% fun. And last but not least, here in the Z, a very unusual and strange movie, which is called The Zardoz. I remember when I saw this one in movie theaters, I was completely confused. And then I saw it again when I bought this DVD, still confused. But fortunately, it includes a feature-length commentary by the director, John Boorman, who does an excellent job of explaining everything. So if you ever saw this movie and you thought, what the hell am I watching? Watch it again with commentary here by the director, and everything will be clear. Again, about a futuristic society. Is it post-apocalyptic? I don't know. It's dystopian, that's for sure. But where, you know, the society itself has changed a lot. I can't really explain anything more than that, you know, because the movie is very odd, but very entertaining, and a really good story once you get to the explanation of it. All right, well, those were all my science fiction movies on a DVD, and thank you for watching, and we will see us in our next video, which will probably be all of my fantasy movies on DVD. Thank you, and so long.